gentlemen, introducing your host from the birthplace of extreme, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at, well, an average weight for a person of his size, Shondell Wilbur. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Bury the Bookin' Podcast, Wrestling Podcast. Once again, my name is Dell, that is Devin, and we have some things happened this week in the world of pro wrestling. Some things we'll definitely get into a lot during the week that was. I'm going to do a spot check real quick with Devin. Devin, if anybody's listening for the first time for our podcast, first of all, why are you doing that? Started episode 00, which is episode 1, but I'm not going to get into math right now. But you have been, for a little bit of time right now, you've been dedicated. You've been getting back into the trenches of wrestling. For anybody listening, Devin got back into wrestling at SummerSlam, which is when we started the podcast.
Yes.
So from then to now, just taking a temperature. How are you feeling? You've had consecutive weeks of a lot of wrestling. There's a lot of wrestling on TV, and it's a very, very demanding commitment, so to speak. So how are you feeling? How are you feeling about it?
Some of it, great. Loving it. Some of it is let's move further beyond this. Some of the stories that are being told. I'm liking some shows better than others.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
I love the storytelling in SmackDown.
Okay. All right.
But
fair.
AEW be collecting bodies.
Yeah. yeah.
So
yeah,
it's good because you get a little bit of everything. Not one show is going to give you every single thing.
Right. Definitely not.
Like
yeah.
last week's Dynamite was really good, but this week's Collision, I was excited about that. I pretty much enjoyed everything.
Okay.
And Collision on, what was that, the 23rd?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Raw, it's good, but Raw and SmackDown are basically the same show.
Okay. All right.
And like, people are intertwined, going back and forth, which I'm not mad at.
You'd be mad if they were always trying to drive point home of Raw and SmackDown being different shows and separate brands, and you keep seeing a lot of familiar faces on each, and but
yeah, I don't even care about it. I just, because for me, it's like a to be continue.
Mm-hmm.
Raw comes on came on the 18th, and SmackDown came on the 22nd. I'm watching Raw, then it's like to be continued. Then SmackDown picks it up, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I ain't gotta wait another week to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, certain people you're going to see, SmackDown. On different shows and all that. But it was a good week. It was a good week for in-ring action. There's a lot of good matches this week. The outside of the ring stuff, of course, is well documented, and we will get into that as well. But let's take it from the top. Let's take it from Monday Night Raw. And in typical Monday Night Raw fashion, there was an opening segment that involved the Judgment Day. Because why would it not? Yeah. We had Cody Rhodes out, Cody versus Dominic. That turned into the Judgment Day getting involved, which turned into Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn getting involved, teasing a 6-man that may or may not have happened. It didn't. But after that, we had the the Kevin Owens talk with Cody Rhodes, pretty much about Jey Uso.
Which I agree with him.
Yes.
I agree with him.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Like,
definitely. Like, you gonna bring this dude over here? Like, he has been responsible for all of our losses. And
he called them all off. And you expect me to just, when he did this, and you expect...
It makes perfect sense. If
does.
you're Kevin Owens, it makes perfect sense. But he says he does not trust Jey Uso, but he trusts Sammy and Cody, and they better be making the right decision here. So we'll see how that continues on. Jey Uso is also intertwined in a recruitment, so to speak, of the Judgment Day. That'll be interwoven in this episode too, as we try to get through it. Speaking of getting through it, some more Shinsuke Nakamura and Seth Rollins, as Shinsuke continues having Seth Rollins chase after him, pretty much trying to give him a championship match, which is crazy. Like, you have the champion chasing the challenger here, so to speak, trying to get him in the ring for the championship.
I wish Shinsuke go back to the drawing board with these outfits, man. You can't
He's
be
locked
on
in now,
stage,
man.
But you can't be on stage looking like a discount Power Ranger. Like, you better than this, man. You better than this. And, he's beating up Ricochet. So I let it slide. I let the outfit slide. Because I don't like Ricochet.
You don't like Ricochet?
No.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Too wholesome.
He's too wholesome. Yeah, Ricochet. Wholesome. Yeah, Ricochet is about as wholesome as you're gonna get.
Yeah, he's a real nice guy.
Yeah, he's the best. So, like you said, this intertwined with Shinsuke versus Ricochet. Ricochet, of course, getting beat up here. If there was a pretty good match, it was a pretty good match. You're gonna get a decent match, out of both guys. They're not gonna let you down in that regard. We had some more Seth Rollins. And Seth continues to get trashed by Shinsuke Nakamura often. And, this is the story here. Of course, Seth's back is still the story, and Shinsuke's targeting him, and he keeps coming back for more because he wants to have this match. He wants to be able to get his hands on him. But every time they have any altercations, Shinsuke is up. He seems to get the upper hand on him. Next up, we had we're still doing some things with Shayna Baszler, thank goodness. We got Shayna and Zoe. They teamed up against Chelsea Green and Piper Niven here.
That was a fight.
Yeah, it was a good match until Nia Jax came in and just completely obliterated everyone here. So,
what she did to Rhea, like, they ain't put her on a bench for a little while. Like, you bruised that woman's ribs, like.
Listen, that's what she does, and apparently they're reintroducing her into the women's division by having her pretty much topple everybody.
Really hurt people?
No, I mean, that's the argument with Nia Jax. But yeah, she took down Shayna, she took down Zoe, Chelsea, and Piper. So they're reestablishing her as a player in the women's division moving forward. So, there's that. Just like I said, the last time we talked about Nia, that people like Nia Jax and people really don't like Nia Jax. So she's a very very controversial rehire. So, there's that. Speaking of controversial, we had Chad Gable in the back talking to Adam Pearce about getting another title shot at the Intercontinental Championship and Gunther. He was cut off, of course, by Bronson Reed, who essentially told him that, yo, dude, you lost. You gotta go to the back of the line. They exchanged words, and a match happened. And Bronson Reed beat Chad Gable. What the fuck are we doing here? What are we doing?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, Chad Gable is clearly someone who, people are behind, and seems like we were gaining steam, and there's this inevitable rematch for the Intercontinental Championship between him and Gunther. But the best way to not have it mean as much is to start handing Chad some L's. Why do we hand Chad this L here?
They got to be building something more.
I would hope so.
Is he going to be like an underdog story where he
was already? I don't know. Part of me is like, yeah, there's got to be something to the story. It just seems like it's dumb. Then there's always in the back of your head, you got to think, well, what if this is like some like Vince stuff?
I was also thinking about that. Like, is he changing things up
right
mid-show?
Because he's not. I mean, let's face it. Chad Gable is not the biggest guy, and Vince is not. He's not 100% behind people who are not the biggest. They got to have that look that he likes. He has a certain body build. He has a type, and Chad is on the smaller side.
Yeah.
So, who knows if that had anything to do with it. Like you said, they may be playing into some type of story. I get that Chad Gable did lose the Intercontinental Championship match, but I don't think the best course of action was having someone who you're maybe trying to build. Again, we don't know if they're trying to build him back towards a rematch with Gunther, or they're trying to pour a whole lot of cold water on this thing and just try to feed
who would they
him.
give it to?
That's a good question. Right now, it looks like they're going to go with Ciampa. In the meantime, it looks like, because Ciampa's integrated with Imperium right now, it looks like he's trying to go after the championship. I don't know and or think he would be the person to beat Gunther for that championship. Like, I still feel like we're going to do something with Chad, but we could have had Chad maybe just win a series of matches to get the title shot back, right? Like maybe he wrestles Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser in a gauntlet match or a handicap match or something, and if he won, he got to earn a chance to get the title match or something. You still keep some steam on him. You keep him fighting from underneath. He prevails, and then he earns his chance back after the loss. I don't think you need to beat him in order to get him back to the match. That still doesn't make sense to me.
No, I agree. I agree with you. It doesn't at all.
I mean, but they do this a lot, though. Like, they'll beat people, and then they'll somehow miraculously get a title shot, and then they'll become the champion, and then it's like, well, you lost to XYZ. In a sense, it gives you people for that person to fight, because they say, hey, I beat you before. If they want to go with logical storytelling and do that. However, I don't know. I don't know. Moving.
I would like to see Chad Gable get it. Like,
yes. I thought that it would have been a good time to have it the last time. I mean, Gunther's already got the record. He's already longest reigning Intercontinental champion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We could, at this point, he looks like he could be set for something more, a main event thing. And who knows, maybe they do something after Shinsuke and Seth are done, and they move him into the title picture, make him a next challenger. We don't know. But I don't know. I still don't think Chad Gable should be losing matches, because you're painting the picture of this guy who the people are behind and they want to win this championship is not good enough because he's just lost to Bronson Reed. Not saying Bronson Reed is, whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Bronson Reed could have beat somebody else if you want to get Bronson Reed over. You didn't have to beat Chad Gable, who is, rising in popularity, and you still definitely need babyface stars.
And Chad Gable was like growing on me. Like I'm liking Chad.
Yeah, and Chad's awesome in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And the people are receptive to that. People know that. People want to see more of Chad Gable, and I'm pretty sure they don't want to see more of him in losing fashion. Now, if he takes another couple of losses within the next couple of weeks, I'm about to say they just put this thing on ice and are just trying to get you to forget about him. But we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. Because if so, that's some telltale signs that they're like, yeah, we're just going to pull the plug on that. And I would have to, in my mind, I would have to have all roads lead to Vince on that one.
Vince McMahon messing up.
Well, yeah, it's
nothing new.
Yeah. It's what he does, pal. After that, we had Jey Uso continuing to be recruited by Judgment Day and Damian Priest in particular, telling him he needs an answer by the end of the night. Doesn't want, make him look bad in front of his family, saying he could be, Judgment Day could be the family that the bloodline wasn't, and all this, and there's no leaders, everybody's their own person, all that, We'll see. That turned into Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. Judgment Day gets, of course, they get involved. It's Judgment Day is running the show around here. Pretty much, spoiler alert, Jey Uso did not join Judgment Day. He actually said no with emphatic couple of super kicks.
Yeah, to the face.
But then he caught one to the face of his own because Drew leveled him with that Claymore.
Yeah.
And
Drew wasn't trying to help him when he saw you looking back. You watching my man catching these bodies.
Yeah. So afterwards, of course, after the rejection of the Judgment Day, Judgment Day decides it's time to beat the holy hell out of Jey Uso for rejecting our offer. And Drew McIntyre's walking up the ramp, and he just looks back a couple times like,
oh, well.
Should I? Nah. Should I? Nah. Me? Nah. And then out goes Cody Rhodes.
But it looked like he was really thinking about helping his man out. Like he really thought about.
He did. He looked like it.
Maybe I should be doing something other than just walking away.
Yeah, and I don't know, what they're doing with Drew right now. It's like, is he turning heel? Is he not? Is he? Because he had a couple interactions with the New Day past couple weeks, and it looks like he was going heelish, and then they had that semi thing that was going on with Matt Riddle, which ain't happening no more. We'll talk about that later, but I don't know what they do with Drew here. We'll see.
I actually like Drew.
Yeah,
as long as he ain't got that dumbass sword with him.
yeah, Drew ditched the sword.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah. Well,
was not feeling that at all. And I like swords.
But you just wasn't.
I just wasn't feeling him with that sword.
Okay.
Like it didn't
fit, right?
It didn't sit right.
Okay. All right. You can see that. All right, so we're going to stick with the WWE side of things for this one. We're going to go straight to Friday Night SmackDown. Just let's just get the WWE stuff out of the way. We'll get to some AEW, and then we'll get to some other WWE stuff towards the end of this thing. And I think everybody knows what we're going to hit at there. But
I gotta delete that. There you go.
Let's.
If I don't delete what I wrote,
you're done
together. It was only 700 words this time.
Getting better.
Yeah.
Getting better. Getting remembering some things, visualizing, getting to know people, getting to remember what people have done in the past couple weeks and all that. But I mean, SmackDown was a SmackDown show. Nothing ridiculously crazy to write home about, but it does open with John Cena, and John Cena comes out and says he was ready for a match, and he wanted that match tonight. He said, essentially, we have in this segment, there was to be AJ Styles, who was integrated in this, helped Cena out. So AJ Styles and John Cena looked like they were going to take on Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. They were trying to get that match done to happen that night.
Fuck Jimmy
Uso?
Yeah.
Nada. Okay. Nada.
No.
Just no. Yeah, Jimmy Uso is, now he seems to have put himself back in the bloodline. Like, week by week.
He don't know what he want to do.
Yeah.
He don't know what he want to do.
He wants to be the man, but he doesn't quite know how to go about doing that. So he's just trying to
win something first.
Bring
me a belt. Do something.
That's
then
fair.
I'll consider.
All right. We'll get
Take
to
that metal out your mouth. Grow up.
Like the
come at me, Jimmy.
The Michael Jordan thing. Stop it.
Can't stand him.
So we're going to get back to that because there's a lot of stuff that took place towards the end of the show involving all four of these men. But we also had on SmackDown was the Street Profits and the LWO, and Street Profits took a loss here, much to the chagrin of Bobby Lashley. Bobby was none too happy about that. And
not at all.
Yeah, so we'll see where this goes. Maybe they're doing like this slow heel turn, but for the Street Profits, I don't quite know. Because clearly the crowd still likes them. They came out, they're tagging fans, they're doing this very weird, contradicting things going on, because like the presentation of the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley are of this heel faction.
Yeah.
But when they come out, it's undeniable that the crowd's behind them. But they also play up to that too, because they come out, they're tagging fans, they're, doing all this and that. But then when the match happens, they're definitely working heel. Like Bobby Lashley's slamming Rey Mysterio and doing so it's kind of hard to get a read of what you want to be. Like, I'm confused. Like if you want to, present yourself being a heel, of course you're going to get cheered because the crowd likes you.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You can chip away at that by kind of sticking to your guns and just, like, if you beat the hell out of Rey Mysterio every week, the crowd is going to turn on you because that's Rey Mysterio.
I don't like it. I don't like when Ray loses.
See?
I don't. Ray, that's childhood.
And
you
then,
know what I mean?
Yeah. And especially if there's some shenanigans involved. Like, don't screw Ray.
Like, every time when he start to, I'm like, wait, what are y'all about to do to my man right here? Like, he's supposed to win everything. All of it.
Yeah. Ray's supposed to take all of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't, they had a segment later on, and Bobby Lashley's like, yo, if y'all can't win, I need everything back. You give me the suits, give me the watches, get all that back. Take your asses back to catering. I'm like, damn, y'all lost one match.
One.
He cannot afford that. He needs perfection. He gotta win everything.
He's like, nah, I'm done with all y'all. That shit was crazy. Like, he looked like, what's it, Bobby? That's his name,
Yeah,
right?
Bobby Lashley, yeah.
He looked like he need a hug. Like, real shit. Like, he looked angry for no apparent reason.
But he talks gentle, but then when he, is like disparaging to you? Like it looked like it meant more in this segment.
Yeah, like what? I don't know. Cause when they lost and they all in the ring, when they lost and they was in the ring, like these two guys look grown ass men. Look like sad puppies that just got swatted on the nose for doing something bad.
Yep.
And I'm like, y'all need to just turn on him.
But they maybe they feel like they need the edge. I don't know. Like I said, it's still weird because we're doing the Red Solo Cup entrance still. I mean, you're still very much the Street Profits, which the crowd likes, but I'm getting the feeling that you are being presented or want to be presented as heels. Yeah. So a lot of that fanfare stuff shouldn't be. Like maybe if you just want to be heels, you don't do the Solo Cup thing. You definitely don't tag fans on the way out. Maybe you just come out. Ooh, dare I say change music? That is a very babyface theme. Like, the Street Profits theme definitely is a, like when people hear it, they're excited.
It's part of them.
It's part of them.
It's part
like
of
if
them.
you want to, like if we're going to do full heel thing, maybe you give them another theme. Just take the crowd out of it a little bit. Maybe. But again, I don't know what we're going for here. I don't know if we're going to have them continue to be with Bobby and continue getting aggressive and taking shortcuts. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe they feel like they need to start taking shortcuts to win matches. Maybe that gets people like, all right, well, they're just willing to just say F it and start cheating all the time to win matches. Maybe that becomes part of the turn. Who knows? We'll see. Then we had Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. Quick little promo, quick little vignette there of the witches. They look like they're looking for gold here. I know you had no idea what the hell's going on because I don't think they've been on TV since you started watching. So when I watched this segment, I'm like, Devin has no idea what the hell just happened. Like nothing. Clue. And then it wasn't even like a drawn out one. It was just like a quick vignette of him, and I'm like, he probably has no idea what the hell's happening right now.
Now I know what's going on.
It just looked like
I watched it.
Yeah, just looked like witches, and yeah. Clearly, they want tag team gold. So, I'll explain those two to you later. Oh. We got more segments involving A-Town Down Under, as they were being called. Look, man, I'm all in for Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, dude. Backstage with the Brawling Brutes, getting a match signed for later on. I'm with it.
What did I? My glasses keep fogging up. Oh, there you go.
Oh, that old age.
Yeah.
But nah, man, like, they got to that. They're going to have a match later on in the show between them and the Brawling Brutes, Butch and Ridge Holland. But before that, we got this we had Asuka and Io for the championship, for the women's championship. It was a good match. I greatly enjoyed that. But of course we got some Charlotte Flair's isms. Looks like, they were trying to take the shortcut with Bayley and all that. And Charlotte came in to neutralize. Of course, Charlotte is snooping around and sniffing the women's championship, because why isn't she? Anytime Charlotte's on TV, Charlotte is after the championship.
She's accumulated a lot over her career.
Yes.
Like a lot.
Yes.
So
a lot of people hate that because it's like Charlotte's always somewhere around the championship, always somewhere in.
But she's related to Ric Flair.
Yes.
Woo! Ooh.
Exactly.
You got to give it to her. At least keep her in the limelight.
Yeah. And Charlotte's fantastic. Like, she is
She good wrestler.
So good.
Good wrestler.
She is so
Can't
good.
complain about nothing she do every time I see her.
She is so good. So, like, that drives the argument that, it pays to keep her around. She's freaking good. And, like, I'm always entertained by Charlotte's matches. But, like I said, this match between Io and Asuka was good. We got that. Let me talk about something that speaking of entertainment, I was highly entertained by Pretty Deadly's segment about Elton Prince coming back, getting hashtag Elton Strong, as it were. He went down from a separated shoulder by Ridge Holland a little while back, and they had this segment with him in the hospital. And he's just doing therapy, trying to get himself back together. It's like he can't walk. He's like falling and everything.
Oh my God.
So hilarious. Is so hilarious. Like I Pretty Deadly's a good tag team. They're a really good tag team. I watched them all the way back in when NXT was still doing NXT UK. They were tag team champions over there, and then he went over to NXT, and now they're here on SmackDown. But hashtag Elton Strong, man. It's hilarious. It's a separated shoulder. Like they had the nurse. She was like, "It's a separated shoulder. He'll be fine." He's like laying in the bed, and it's like he's dying.
I love when they be hamming this stuff up.
Yes.
The most simplest of injuries. Yeah. But once again, like, you got to. It looks good. It sounds good. And most people don't really know what any of that shit is. And who's going to sit there and Google it?
That's hilarious.
Because I've read a couple of reports. I've read about these injuries. And you have actual outlets reporting, oh, he's down for the count. It's worse. Like, they do it. They ham it up, too. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, slow down.
He'll be okay. He'll be all right.
It's great.
Yeah. Nah, but
good times.
Yeah. But, yeah, so we got, speaking of Brawling Brutes and Ridge Holland, we got A-Town Down Under beating the Brawling Brutes in tag team match. Like I said, again, as always, I am 100% down with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory being on the same screen at the same time. I'm enjoying it. Both of them together is better than both of them separate. And I'm entertained by Grayson Waller. He's fine. Austin Theory, he has his moments. Like, sometimes he'll have a great segment, like the one with The Rock. He got up for that one. That was a great segment. And then sometimes, you'll see him and it's like, oh, whatever. But this is good. This I like. More of that. More of A-Town Down Under. I don't know if that's what they're going with, but that's what they were saying that a lot. I kind of like it though. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. We get the main event segment, I guess you want to say, with supposed to be the contract signing. John Cena is out looking for AJ to come out to sign this contract, because the match is happening at the pay-per-view. It's not happening on Friday Night SmackDown. Because the crowd got super excited thinking they were going to see a John Cena match earlier on in the show, and guess what? That shit ain't happening. No. At least not on TV. He might have been involved in a dark match or something like that. Which, if they say they'll give him a match, most of the time, if it's John Cena, maybe they'll do a match after untelevised match or something like that. But I'm not sure if that was the case. But AJ Styles gets attacked in the back by Jimmy and Solo Sikoa, and apparently Solo killed AJ Styles.
You didn't see nothing.
No, so he's dead. They lead you to believe he died, because we didn't see anything. He just jumped in the middle of some tackle boxes, maybe went through some tables. We don't know. We didn't see it.
He was sitting off on the side, drinking a cup of tea.
But to us, AJ's dead.
Why wouldn't they show it? You could have showed it.
You could have.
I've seen him. I've seen that jump before.
Yes.
Numerous times.
Yes. Off of scaffolding, off of ladders, in the crowd.
Yes. Yeah.
Just, it's they've done it several times. And it's not like they haven't put like crash pads and things under things before.
Exactly.
Why not? I don't know. But AJ's dead. AJ goes to the local medical facility, so he's done.
See, I know it's all storytelling, but you cannot commit involuntary manslaughter and nobody go to jail.
Yeah. Everybody's very lenient when WWE or when a wrestling promotion attacks people's lives. They're like, we'll just let it go.
I would be perfect for this because I would have had the police called. I'd have had Solo walked off in handcuffs. Build it up.
Yeah. Like that one time when they actually did call the police in WCW when the NWO was like beating up Rey Mysterio and all those guys in the parking lot. Like someone like legit called the police.
Yeah.
Someone really thought some shit was happening. Like for real. Yeah. And they were like, no, people are getting beat up out.
But it looks amazing when you do it.
Yeah.
Like when you put forth that extra effort, that's where it all comes down.
But you had Cena getting beat up here by Jimmy and Solo. The crowd was chanting for The Rock.
I got a prediction.
Okay. He ain't coming.
No, he's not gonna come out. But hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's make sure my mic.
Nope, you're off. Mute it. Can't hear you.
Okay.
There
you go.
See, and ladies and gentlemen, we're done. Devin just said the most riveting thing that we've ever heard in the history of podcasting. So much to the point where we have to end this. No.
Yeah. Tag team match. John Cena, The Rock. That's who it's going to be.
Okay. John Cena and The Rock. John Cena and The Rock versus Solo and Jimmy?
Yes. It has to be. Isn't The Rock part of the bloodline or connected? Are they
yeah, they're all family, but see,
I
I
can see The Rock film being I can feel The Rock being disrespected about what happened.
True, but I think you should leave that for Roman. Like I think Rock, like the big reveal of Rock having anything to do with the bloodline should be with Roman. Because I think, that's the money there. But, I mean, I can... Because, like, Jimmy just completely no-sold the Rocky chants there. I mean, anything could happen. It could definitely happen. We did not, however... This is towards the end of the show here. But I want to make a personal note to say that I'm pretty sure you enjoyed this episode of SmackDown way more than any other one because we didn't have LA Knight.
Man, when I heard about the cuts,
you thought that wasn't gonna happen.
I was like, they got rid of LA.
That was never gonna happen.
But no, real shit. He was out because of COVID.
Yeah.
Hope he
we don't
recovers, feel better.
Definitely.
I know I talk a lot of shit about him, but I don't want nobody getting sick and nothing like that. Yeah. But still, fuck LA Knight.
After we said all that, F him anyway.
Yes. Get better.
Get better.
Glad you wasn't on this show. But
F you anyway.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
But yeah, so I mean, we still don't know, what he does and how he fits in and fills in anything moving forward. Hopefully he's back next week, much to your chagrin. But hopefully he's back next week and we figure out what's going on. We'll see what's happening with. We'll see what's happening with AJ Styles, whether or not he's alive enough to make it to the pay-per-view match, which it looks like this tag team match is going to happen between Cena and maybe AJ Styles. Maybe not at this point.
We don't know.
And Jimmy and Solo, who Jimmy is just saying, yeah, you know, that's what happens. Bloodline. And Paul Heyman's like,
shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. And it's like, you sure you in the bloodline? Like, I don't know if we established that again yet or not.
Nobody established it.
No, not at all. So there's that.
Nobody was like, oh, this is what's happening. I didn't see nothing.
No, he's just taking it upon himself to put himself back in, I guess. Well, so
I wish him the best.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Weirdo.
So something that wasn't weird, we're gonna jump off of WWE before we jump back on to WWE, which was AEW Dynamite Grand Slam from Arthur Ashe on Wednesday. How did you feel about this show? I think it was a good show.
It was. Not a lot of matches.
No, but yeah, it wasn't a lot of matches. But
wasn't a lot of matches going on.
The matches we got were, most of them that we got were good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. Hold on, let me pull my grandpa glasses out. Couple things. The Ring of Honor. I don't know them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so yeah,
I didn't know who they were.
Yeah, you have no idea about Ring of Honor.
Eddie Kingston? I think I've heard of him.
Yes, yeah, Eddie Kingston and Claudio Castagnoli. Yeah.
But the other guy, I was like, I don't know about that. Yeah. I wasn't upset about the fight. I enjoyed the fight.
Great match. Long story history between these two, stating from way before AEW's existence for the Ring of Honor Championship. And where Eddie had the hometown behind him, this crowd was going crazy for Eddie Kingston. And back and forth match. Eddie finally gets the big win. Here. So he not only wins his first ever Ring of Honor World Championship, he also successfully defended the New Japan Strong Open Championship. So he's 2-belt Eddie right now.
Yeah, he was cool.
It was a good match there.
Go ahead.
I have to. Going to another hospital segment. We were riddled with these things this week. No pun intended. Roderick Strong in the hospital having get well cards read to him by Matt Taven and Mike Bennett.
It's funny. That's all I can say. It's amusing.
Like, oh my God. Like, Roderick Strong is so great. Like, it's like this stuff is, and like, you know, you used to Roderick Strong just wrestling. Like, you know, when Ring of Honor was Ring of Honor, he was like Mr. Ring of Honor, because like he's a wrestler. You know, he'll put you in a bunch of different backbreakers, and he's a fantastic wrestler. But like this different part of Roderick Strong here, like in this storyline with the Kingdom and Adam and MJF, is just giving a whole new level of dynamic to Roderick Strong that is just fantastic and hilarious. Essentially, Roderick is laying in his deathbed again, in the neck brace with his glasses.
Everybody has one.
Everybody has one. Just with his glasses. Adam Cole comes in. Again, with your favorite line, "I can't see you."
Oh my gosh. They gotta put that on the shirt.
"I can't see you."
They gotta have that on the shirt.
It's gotta say Adam ... I can't see you.
I need that.
And then Adam Cole goes, "Open your eyes, Rodney." So fucking great. But now, he comes to check on Roderick Strong at the hospital. The Kingdom says, "Oh, perfect timing." They're getting up and leaving, getting ready for a match for Rampage, and Adam Cole, like literally 3 seconds after it, was like, "Yeah, I gotta go too." Like, dude, what did you come here for?
Just to show support.
He's like, I gotta go. MJF's got this title match, and then he goes to leave, and then Roderick Strong just does the lift on the on the hospital bed, and all you hear is the raises all the way up.
That whole thing is hilarious to me. I enjoy it so much.
Did he tells him just go?
Yeah, I enjoy that so much. It's perfect.
Yeah, it was hilarious, dude. After that, we had Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho. Good match, really good match. Sammy,
I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, Sammy ate that code breaker at the end. Coming off of that, gets handed the loss. But we did get a complete heel turn from Sammy Guevara after he kicked Jericho in the nuts, a la Jericho kicking Shawn Michaels in the nuts all those years ago, with him covering, him falling over and him giving the hug and him pie facing him down, which was great. Like a definitely fantastic callback. As soon as I seen the crotch shot, I'm like, oh, he's doing the Shawn Michaels thing. And he did, and it was great. But it looks like Sammy Guevara is joining the Don Callis family now. So he's gathering bodies. He's now got Takeshita. There's Sammy Guevara now and Will Ospreay, which, I mean, it's a pretty good roster of people if you're Don Callis. Then we move on to the International Championship match between Rey Fenix and Jon Moxley. This one had a lot of people talking this week. Definitely had a lot of people talking this week. Moxley clearly way early in this match with the somersault off the ramp got rocked and later on reported was concussed before the match even started, and like it was noticeable. It wasn't selling. Like his footing and the way he was moving, it wasn't like he was selling an injury. Like I knew from the rip, I'm like, yeah, that something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong. Like is certain places and movements that wrestlers do when they're selling. It wasn't that. It was like legit something's wrong. But then, the match continued, which is also another, controversial discussion that people could have about whether or not the match should have continued or not. But Moxley leveled out a little bit and had a functional match. Like, after the spot where he caught Phoenix with the elbow, after he got his bearings together, he took the match. He was able to perform the match. They did the match, which was obvious that something wasn't 100% correct during the whole thing, which
it ain't worth it though. Like something's wrong with you. You need to fall back. Like show or not, I'd have been like, oh, I gotta go to the hospital.
Well, later on in the match, like, so in the heat of the moment, and Moxley's one of those guys, like, we know what he does. Like, he lives that life. He is about that life. We've seen, how his matches go and things like that. So, I think initially, if it was stopped, it should have been stopped, but I don't think at that point he was going to stop. I think it was, later on towards when they had the pile drivers, the first one where he was like, we're just going to call an audible here. Something's definitely wrong. And I'm just going to, I'm not winning this match. Just have Phoenix take it. And then I guess the referee didn't know where this was happening at and didn't count the 3 the first time. And then they wound up doing it again, and Rey Fenix gets the pin that time and wins the International Championship in clearly something that was not supposed to happen at all. But these things happen. You never know. People call audibles in the ring sometimes when they know they can't compete. They know they may have just gotten injured and things like that, and they have to completely, change and alter things, and that's what happened here. Again, the argument was, or could be, the match shouldn't have took place after the somersault, after the initial.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's rough, man. Things like that happen. Moving on from that, we had Toni Storm versus Saraya from the for the AEW Women's World Heavyweight Championship. They had me bite on a couple of these false finishes. I'm not gonna lie to you. A couple of times I thought the match was over, and it wasn't. So kudos to them for a couple of the spots, especially the kiss and pile driver spot.
Why she kiss her?
I thought she was going to win. I thought she was going to win it there. Taking them. It worked. It had her distracted enough for her to hit the pile driver, but
yeah,
she kicked out. I thought she was going to win the match off of that. But no. It was a decent match. Saraya is definitely okay with with taking more bumps and stuff like that with her neck and things, which is good to see, with her history of neck problems and coming back from retirement and all. So this was definitely a good match here, for that, and for seeing that, all right, she's not, taking it lightly too much, Then we had MJF versus Samoa Joe for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship.
How can I say this? I had a feeling Samoa Joe wasn't going to get it. But the way MJF won, you couldn't even win it clean.
Well, no, not at all. And that goes to show the crazy toughness of Samoa Joe as well. And MJF isn't going to do wrong here because he's in his backyard, in his hometown. And he's a scumbag, and he admits it, and he's our scumbag. He's everybody's scumbag. So, and he tried the Dynamite Diamond Ring also, and, but...
Then you had your boyfriend clean up your mess.
Oh, Adam just came in and picked the thing up.
Yeah.
Another weird injury thing going on is Adam Cole was noticeably limping after jumping off of that ramp to get down to the ring. So I don't know what the extent of that is. Hopefully we'll find something out this week. They're supposed to be talking to Adam Cole and MJF on Dynamite, I guess, for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team title match that they have coming up at Wrestle Dream. So hopefully Adam Cole's good, because the storyline that they're involved in is fantastic and is, still hitting on all cylinders. And I just want this thing to go off without a hitch the way it's supposed to, without any injuries, without any hiccups in it. So
he
hopefully
probably just twisted his ankle or something simple.
Yeah, hopefully that's it. Like, I haven't heard anything damning or like that. So, but the reason that we didn't hear a whole lot of that was because the next day some heavy shit went on. And we're about to talk about the heavy shit, but real quick, I just want to do some quick honorable mentions for AEW for Rampage, which was the 2-hour special Grand Slam Rampage with Adam Page and the Young Bucks winning the Ring of Honor 6-person tag team championships. So they have dethroned the Mogul Embassy in that regard, as well as Collision. We got a new TNT champion in Christian Cage. I mean, when they said that match was going to happen, who didn't see this coming?
Darby, great wrestler. He did work.
Yeah.
He went through the ringer.
Yeah.
My thing is this: Luchasaurus. He's not gonna let this shit slide longer.
No, you don't think so?
Not. No.
Okay.
No. I think there's gonna be a Christian Cage and Luchasaurus for the TNT Championship.
Okay. So you think that split happens sooner rather than later?
Yeah.
Okay.
When he was holding the belt
before he gave it to him,
he was questioning.
Yeah.
And I guarantee Christian gonna do something stupid. Or Luchasaurus is gonna come to some type of revelation.
Or maybe it'd be one of those things where he has him over his head and then he's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna drop it, you know.
That's what I thought it was.
And
gonna
I thought,
happen one.
for a split second, I was like, but I'm like, do they do this yet? Maybe not yet. Maybe they tease this a little bit longer before we get there.
I guarantee Luchasaurus is gonna get that title and he gonna go after Cage.
Okay.
He's gonna go after him. Cage ain't gonna keep it long.
Okay. All right.
Couple weeks. Probably couple weeks.
Okay. All right. We'll see.
And he's gone.
All right. We also had how'd you feel about this strap match? Not strap match, the Texas Death Match, I should say, between Ricky Starks and Bryan Danielson. Yes, that was an awesome match.
My man was on the ground and he spitting out blood. I'm like, yeah, that's not a capsule. No. Your mouth is fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, they went in, and you're always gonna get that type of match out of Danielson. Like Bryan Danielson is that dude, like legit.
That joint was brutal.
Yeah, that was.
I had to play back a couple things. I'm like, wait, did he just? Let me rewind that back. Watch that part again.
Yeah, that match is. Danielson continues on. Got a match coming up at Wrestle Dream against Zack Sabre Jr., which we talked about before. That I am very, very, very much so looking forward to. So we'll see what happens. That is on October 1st. So got something to look forward to there. On the back end, let's talk about some happenings in the world of World Wrestling Entertainment over the past few days with some of the releases. It was definitely release day, roster cut day, whatever you want to call it, for quite a few people employed under contracts with the WWE and WWE NXT. Not going to name the entire list here. There's a lot of people, and there's also a lot of people that I know for a fact you have no idea about.
No.
So I'm going to take some of the most notable names. Still people you probably haven't heard of, but I think it's not too... you never want to see roster cuts. Like, you never want to see nobody just, post on social media, I just got the call that I got fired, or you know what I mean, like that. That's never cool or good, and it that just sucks all the way around. But immediately wrestling fans start looking at people who got released and start thinking like, well, this person will clearly be okay because now there's more options. There's AEW. There's always Impact. There's other places that they can go to get work where it's not the end of the road. It's not that for them. Of course, everybody has a 90-day no compete clause in their contracts, so it'll be a little bit of time. Like, they're not just going to show up somewhere next week, but so some of the noticeable names from the releases was Mustafa Ali, for one, who was booked in a NXT match, I think against Dominic Mysterio, like at the next big event, like next week. So clearly they didn't know that Mustafa Ali was getting released here because he was just booked in a match. then that ain't happening because he's gone now. I can see him.
I remember this guy.
Yeah. So Ali's one of those guys. Like I could definitely see him in AEW. I can see him having some banger matches because he's one of those guys. He can wrestle that style. He can, he'll be fine. Ali's definitely getting work. I could kind of see him maybe like like I said, in AEW or something like that. Rick Boogs, another name that he was on the main roster. Was teaming with Shinsuke Nakamura for a little time. Boogs and Nakamura had a tag team championship match against the Usos a couple of WrestleManias ago where he blew his knee out and was out injured for that long time there. Came back, didn't really do much, and unfortunately, fell to this. Elias, another name. Elias, and he confirmed his brother Ezekiel also was released because he played his brother Ezekiel.
Yes. I do remember that.
Yeah. So Elias, I can see Elias. He's gonna get work. I'm thinking like he might be good in. I don't want to say everybody's good in AEW because AEW has a gigantic roster anyway, and they barely have time for people for all the hours they have on TV. And with Ring of Honor, if you want to talk about it that way, because they own that too. But I mean, he might do good in Impact. Might do good in Impact. Impact. And right now, with the releases, it hurts the talent, but it could also help the talent in the long run, depending on where they sign. If they go to a different place, they can get more eyes on them. Maybe go through a transformation and, have something that catches on and blows up. You never know. So, maybe that could happen there. Shelton Benjamin is a big one. I would say Shelton Benjamin, multiple time champion in WWE, tag team champion, US champion, or Continental champion. I could see Shelton going to Impact, to be honest. Shelton is not a young man. So, timing wise, he definitely hold his own in AEW and all that, but I think Shelton could do best in.
He almost 50.
Yeah. But I think he could do good in Impact because not only his talent level is ridiculously through the roof, he could probably get a spot like as a main attraction there, and finally, be a person that could go after a significant title, a world title in Impact, or be involved in a main event storyline somewhere, because everybody wanted that for Shelton because he's just that good in the ring. So maybe a different company, a different body of water to swim in gets him some of that, and maybe get some eyes on Impact. And Impact could definitely stand that. Not saying nobody watches Impact, but not a lot of people watch Impact. And I think it's a good wrestling show, and more people get more eyes on them if they pick up some of these names. That'll help, certainly.
It's still a job.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You ain't on the main show, but you still got a job.
Yeah, and there's some crazy talent on that roster over there in Impact. Like Impact they have fantastic matches over there, and like I try to expose people to it, but like it's Impact, so people's like, if it's not WWE or AEW, or mostly people are like, if it's not WWE, I don't want to watch it, which you're hindering yourself there if you like wrestling to only stick to one thing. You gotta get out there, man. But some people, I get it. Some people love the storyline aspect of WWE, and they don't want they want less wrestling and more of the soap opera aspect. But I get that for those people. But if you're telling me the best matches you've ever seen in your life are, all your matches are WWE matches, I'm like, yeah, no. That you give me a top 10 and every match was from WWE, you're
not watching nothing.
Nah. Yeah, you ain't watching nothing.
Because Impact got a couple good things going on.
Yeah.
Like,
they got a nice roster. They got a lot of things going on.
But they are on Pluto.
Pluto and Access, I believe it is, like Access TV. Yeah. I think I watch them on that.
Come on.
Yeah, and that's a thing too. It's like they don't have a good steady network, and so exposure that way too is not there. I think they were on what was that, Esquire TV at one point when G4 turned into G4 turn into Esquire?
Yeah.
I think they were on that for a while, and then
they're in a couple different countries. Mexico, India, Africa, UK, Ireland, Canada, US. Like, you can stream them a lot of places.
They were live streaming on Twitch as well, too. For a while. But,
Oh, you can just watch it. You can just watch their show on YouTube.
Oh, there you go. There's that, too.
The entire show.
Oh, wow. Well, there's that. So,
like they just had let me make sure my sound don't kick in. Oh, you got to be a member.
Okay.
Get a membership.
Okay, you can stream it from there.
Yeah, you can stream it from there. Because they just had the Heroic 10 Knockout Tag, Ultimate X Feast, or Fired, Reveal, whatever.
Yeah, they have things going on. They got a lot of cool, feast or fire things where you get briefcases. Mm-hmm. You can have title matches in them, or it could be a pink slip to be fired. Like, it's crazy.
Wild.
Yeah, it's wild. It is wild. It definitely is. Yeah, like they do some innovative stuff there. They have the X Division, the Ultimate X match. That was a long staple match that they had in Impact. But, it's... People should watch it. Watch it.
That's wild. You can wrestle, win, and it's got a pink slip.
Yeah. Like you got, like there's multiple briefcases that you get it, and like right opens reveals is like, oh, I got a match for a world title. I got a match for the X Division title. Oh damn, I got the pink slip.
I got fired.
Yeah,
that's awesome to see.
Yeah, like like I said, Impact is entertaining though. Other notable names, Mansoor and Mace, who were Mansoor and Mace for the Maximum Male Models. They got released as well. I don't know. Impact is looking a little appealing for a lot of these people.
Mm-hmm.
I can say. I mean, AEW, people will just, if they're not that certain type of person, they can get lost in the shuffle very easily. And, well, I don't know. Dana Brooke, who was on main roster just recently in NXT, she was released as well. I could see her going to AEW / Ring of Honor, just being another person in the women's division. But then again, being another person in the women's division in AEW is just being another person in the women's division in AEW. Really.
Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do to get that paycheck.
Yeah. Aaliyah, I can see that as well. Popping up for maybe a Chris Statlander squash match or something. You never know. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? What they want to do and move forward there. Dabba Kato was in NXT recently. He's a big dude, former NFL player. He looks like he could be maybe somebody's bodyguard in AEW, or maybe like, big dude in Impact, something or other.
Just stand there and don't say nothing.
Yeah, be somebody's tank, be somebody's healer, or something like that. Somebody brings in to have someone watch their back, or something like that. We also got. Well, let's just get into it. Dolph Ziggler, who a lot of people would say was probably going to be employed forever in WWE. But no, he got released as well. Dolph, multiple time champion, just you name it, he's done it. Swiss Army knife in WWE. He can get into a match and have that match be fantastic with whatever he was in the ring with, because not only was he good, he can make other people look good. So he was very, very well liked, in the company that way. But I do believe he came with like a huge price tag, and the merger, they're going to look at a lot of stuff and all that. Like probably for the times he was on TV and the times he wasn't on TV, outweighed like the amount of money he might have been getting paid.
So I'd have took a pay cut. Where you gonna go?
I mean,
who's gonna pay you that money? You're not getting into AEW.
He might.
I don't know.
He might.
I don't think he's gonna handle that type of coin.
He might.
Let me see.
AEW they can make things happen over there. His brother wrestles over there right now. So maybe we could get something where he teams with his brother, or he also does stand-up comedy, so maybe he's okay with that.
1.15 million?
See?
You 1.5 million. That's your contract. Salary 1.5 million. You better be doing all types of things.
And he can. It's whether or not they would want to put him in that position to do so. Could happen.
Wow.
So him as well. Like I said, I could see him go wherever he wants. He's Dolph Ziggler. Yeah. He's got that name recognition. He can do whatever he wants at this point. If he wants to show up in AEW, I'm pretty sure AEW will take him. If he wants to show up in Impact, I guarantee you Impact's going to take him. World is his oyster. If he wants to, pop up wherever after the no compete clause is over, he'll be fine. He's going to get work.
Yeah.
If he wants it, he's going to get work.
They keeping Brock though.
Yeah, you ain't
Brock
letting Brock Lesnar go. Brock is once in a lifetime.
They just handing him 12 mil. He walk in, beat some
do
people
some things,
up, and leave.
You may get 1 or 2 pay-per-view matches out of him for his stint of him being around, and he goes and sits and chills and collects his money. Why not?
Yo, that's a job to have. For 12 mil?
Yeah, man.
I would not mess that up.
Recently, after, to say the next day after that, the last big name was Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle was released by WWE as well. And, I mean, yes, slight shocker, but I mean, he hasn't had the best backstage stay and or reputation in WWE. So
just him out in public is crazy.
Yes, and you got to figure with this new company's new merger, they need all the positive stuff that they can get. And with WWE and UFC merging, Matt Riddle has been tied to both of those things. So both MMA and WWE. So he's going to be a person that'll pop up if you search for something.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. He is that guy. He's the combination of those things. So
that's what happens when you don't wear shoes. Like real shit. walking around barefoot.
But yeah, no, he's had some out of WWE things happen.
I've read a bunch.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it's more than one thing, more than one incident. Ooh. So yeah, you can see like a new company coming in, like, ooh, no, we're not gonna pay for this headache.
DC might, they like controversy. Like
he's in the new Flash movie.
He is. He up there with him and Ezra, like buddies. That shit. Oh,
here you go, DC. Here's your new lead man.
Yes, because I was just reading. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, hey, man.
You causing problems.
Yeah, causing problems, and then also problems within WWE with people who have bigger spots than him. Have problems, notable public problems with Matt Riddle himself. So it's.
I don't understand this. You got a good job making millions. Why can't you keep yourself together?
Some people can't.
Like, I'm making that type of money. Yeah, we talked about the last show being super villains and buying crazy stuff. But I'm not going to put myself in no situation where my money's affected.
Because that's the smart thing to do. Some people can't get out of trouble.
Can't just.
Maybe he gets out of trouble if he gets picked up somewhere else. Maybe he gets in a new environment and is like, but do you sign up for that if you're that other place? He's a name.
Like
people know him.
Oh, he was making $400,000. He from Allentown. Come on, you repping Pennsylvania all wrong. Ew, Frederick. Calling you by your middle name.
But yeah, look, he's someone that'll. I don't know what you do. He'll get work. He can get work, whether it be whether he goes to Impact or maybe AEW is like maybe not. But it's hard to see a name like Matt Riddle on the market like that if you're AEW and not want to pull the trigger on that and add another main name to the company. But we'll see what happens. For all we know, he could wrestle anywhere. And then there's the thing with some of these guys have backgrounds in other and some NXT guys as well. Like they've wrestled in the independents before, so they'll get booked somewhere. You'll get booked on a show. Like somebody will somebody will get you work, whether it be Ali or Riddle, or somebody will definitely pay for whoever. You know what I mean? So there's that also. Riddick Moss was another name that I forgot to mention as well. He was in NXT. He was on main roster as Madcap Moss for a while. Emma, who was in WWE, got fired. Then started wrestling under Tenille Dashwood and, made the rounds and independent. She was in Ring of Honor for a while when Ring of Honor was Ring of Honor, not AEW Ring of Honor, and then got rehired to WWE again and now fired again. So, but yeah, like these names, you never know what'll happen with people, as quite a few of them will, if not all, will get work, will get booked somewhere. You hope that they do if they want to continue to wrestle. Some people might be like, yeah, you know what? This experience was enough for me. I'm out. But if they want to continue, hopefully they continue and they get work, and we may see them on our TV in another company after the 90-day no compete clause is over. So We'll
So they
see.
got to be unemployed for 90 days.
Yes, the no compete clause, man. You get released, you gotta wait 90 days. They put you on ice. They put you on ice for a little bit. Oh, there's that. But we are going to put this podcast on ice for a week. That's gonna do it for us. It ran a little bit longer than usual because we wanted to get into our into the releases and things like that. Well, lately.
No, it's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
No, it's all right.
Yeah. It's all right. Lately, yeah, we had some other things to chat about, but like I said, that's gonna do it for us. Please like, share, subscribe, follow, all the good stuff. Listen wherever you like to listen to your podcasts. You can take a look at our ugly mugs on YouTube if you should so choose. Do all of that, please. We'll see you next time on the Bury the Booking podcast. Laters.
See ya.